5 ways your brain holds you back when things are not going right in your life. Your brain is incredibly powerful, but it does have limits which hold you back. The scientific term for these limits is called cognitive biases, and they affect your judgments, decisions, and behavior, and can keep you stuck when things are not going right in your life. Some of these biases are related to your memory, the way you see problems, your attention, social behavior, and they influence the way you see and think about the world and the decisions you make. And they can make things worse for you in your current situation. Here are 5 ways your brain is holding you back when things are not going right in your life. Availability bias. Availability bias is when you base decisions on what you remember quickly and what you see. Daniel Kahneman, psychologist and author of Thinking Fast and Slow, says people tend to assess the relative importance of issues by the ease with which they are retrieved from memory. And this is largely determined by the extent of coverage in the media. That's still not very clear, is it? Let me use this glass of water as a metaphor. Okay, what does that mean? Let's break it down like this. Imagine you're sitting there and there's a glass of water in front of you. You can just lean over and grab that glass of water and drink it. That glass of water is easily available to you and it's easily accessible. An alternative to that glass of water would be to get up and go in the kitchen, get a fresh glass of water from the tap. That glass of water, imagine it's information. Leaning over and grabbing that water from the table is an example of what your brain does. It tries to make life easier for us by grabbing the information that is easiest to recall. That's basically how we're making decisions. We're just grabbing what's easily available to us. So when it comes to making a decision, we often think of using information that comes to us most easily. This is often driven by recent events, and this can significantly impact your decision making. For example, after an airplane crash, there is usually a massive decline in demand for air travel because there's this increased fear of crash, even though the likelihood of another crash occurring is actually much lower. So this availability bias is affecting your decision-making and your behavior in so many ways that's keeping you stuck where you are. You can limit the impact this has on your decision-making by, first of all, being aware of it, and second, do some research and broaden your knowledge base. Negativity or pessimist bias. It's when you overestimate how badly things will turn out. When you let negative events disproportionately influence your thinking and your actions. Putting yourself in a constant state of stress by anticipating problems. In this stress state, you don't have the capacity to think creatively, to move forward, leaving you stuck where you are. Confirmation bias. If you tell yourself a story that you're not good enough to get that marketing job, you will look out for evidence to support that story. That's the confirmation bias in action. And you will also focus on the gaps in your ability that you have to fill, like,
I'm not good at TikTok,
while ignoring all the amazing and creative contributions you've made to successful campaigns you've run. But there's a flip side to it too, which is also true. When you believe that you're doing everything you possibly can to further your career, to improve your health, to grow your business, and you believe that your stagnation is other people's fault, you will constantly look for evidence that supports your belief that it's their fault, not mine. For example, you feel completely overwhelmed by the work you're doing or the work you have to do, but you ignore the fact that you spent almost 10 hours scrolling last week and another 10 hours watching Netflix the week before. This is another example of confirmation bias, where it keeps you stuck in a rut. The spotlight effect is when you think more people are thinking about you and talking about you and paying attention to you, noticing you, than actually are. You think the spotlight is on you all the time. It's keeping you stuck in this place of shame, distress and stress, which is stopping you from moving forward. And the reality is, hardly anyone is thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. The likelihood is they're thinking about what other people are thinking about them. For whatever life circumstance you're in right now, and you're suffering, and you're feeling shame and embarrassment about what people think, remember this: hardly anyone is thinking about you. They're all thinking about themselves. Self-serving bias. This is when you believe your failures are someone else's fault, but you are responsible for your success. This cognitive bias is stopping you from learning and growing from your current situation. Simply being aware that you have these biases is the first step in helping them loosen their grip on you when it comes to making decisions and taking actions to help you change your current circumstances so you can better your life, so that things start going in the right direction. Watch this video next, where you will learn simple, easy actions you can take right now to help you overcome these biases. When you take action, you change your situation. And that's the small step you need right now to start changing your life. So go ahead and watch this video next. You got this.